What's up, guys? Laura from Africa, aka Broken Run, back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about why lesbians get more romance than straight men. And I think when it comes to talking about this topic, we really need to look at it's pretty simple in itself to why lesbians get more romance than straight men. And I want to shout out Desolate Soul 1992 before I get into the video. But yeah, shouts out to you, dude, for this topic. So let's get into the video. The reason why lesbians get more romance than the average just heterosexual man is because you guys have to understand these women are basically they're the same as the women that they're aiming for. Remember, as I said, in my previous video, feminine energy is about toxicity, gossip, drama, and masculine energy is all about peace, reservation, stability. And a lot of men in today's society nowadays, when you look at it for what it is, they are pretty much everyday, normal, average guys. Not to say that men don't have their own troubles and issues they face as well. But generally speaking, most men are trying to stay clear of drama, and avoid just troubles unless they're the type of dark tier Chads and Tyrones, etc. Right. And when it comes to women that are especially on the lesbian scale of things, they're going to have more romantic options than women because, for one, we know as a fact that women, generally speaking, look better than men. So this is another thing you need to kick into consideration as well. So taking the looks as a consideration, and then number two, they bring gossip, drama. They like starting fights. This is why there's a statistic that can even show you that most of the domestic, violence and drama that's real bad comes from female to female relationships. So what does this tell you about the modern woman? She loves to look for drama and just toxicity. And with the rise of women identifying as just bisexual, pansexual, and all this crap, man, I mean, you're going to have more women wanting to predicate and date other women because a lot of men are just considered unattractive. Not many men are over the height of 6 foot. Not too many men are just easy to look at by the woman's standards of dating in today's society. And another thing, women are they're just about themselves. So usually speaking, when a woman is dealing with an average man, let's say average woman, average man relationship, they're going to be gauging the man for what he has. They're going to be saying, okay, what can I get off this guy? How can I make this guy simp for me? And this is why when women don't get what they want from the average man, meaning they can't even get money out of him, he doesn't even look good, he's not tall enough, they're going to, you know, change their standards to wanting to date women and experiment outside the box because you guys have to understand looks, money, all of the superficial, shallow things are the most important to women, especially in the Western world. And we're going to get on the topic of other women soon in other places, but just sticking with the Western world, if you catch my drift. But yeah, a lot of these women are starting to date other women because they find men to be so repulsive and they just don't want nothing to do with them because of how these women have been raised up and just bred to really disdain men. I mean, if you're being raised as a young child and being told that this opposite gender should be doing XYZ for you, they should look this way, they need to have this certain demeanor, they need to have these type of clothes on, they need to have every damn thing in the book about them, you are going to grow up having just very unrealistic expectations of a dating partner that you want in the opposite sex. And this applies to when women are trying to date men. I mean, it's ridiculous the things that women ask for men to have. And then even on the topic of female to female relationships with lesbians, right? Lesbians not only have female, the female aspect to them, meaning some of them might have female beauty, even some of these cute lesbians, like you see some of these studs, etc. And honestly speaking, some of them have, good features, good facial features, and good bodies to them. But They like other women and they view themselves as the masculine man. So when you put that together, that's basically a modern woman's perfect dream for just more gossip and just chaos in her life, because that's what the female energy is attracted to: chaos and just destruction, you know? So when it comes to lesbians having more romantic options than straight men, you really need to look at the disadvantage that straight men have been really put into. You know, you even see on some of these TV shows to where it's being promoted to women, you know, that women are better than men, you know, women can understand each other more. And what do you see them saying for men? Oh, men can hardly understand, you know, where the tip goes. You know, men can't know a good woman from, you know, a rock. You know, you always see them having these lame little insults that they add in on these little sitcoms and shows, you know. So this has only made the problem worse as to why most modern men can't even find a woman nowadays. And the women are even taking them, because this is the stuff that women resort to when they can't get the top tier men. And you guys need to understand the whole aspect of the female psyche is all about conquering and deceiving, you know, and these are facts. You know, you can look up just endless amounts of research on this to where they ask the women, you know, okay, what do you find attractive when it comes to the opposite sex, female to male relationships? And some of these women lied and said things that were politically correct. And this goes to show you that when women are telling you things that they're attracted to, you can't even believe that, because you guys have to understand women will do anything to throw you off from having any type of halo effect over them. Meaning, if you're just a regular average guy, they're going to do everything in their power to deceive you from knowing the truth about their true wants and needs. Because if you had it figured out pretty much that women only value your looks, women only value how much money you have, the superficial things you have in your life, if you had that figured out from the get-go, you wouldn't even be, you know, wondering why you can't get a woman, you know. You wouldn't even be trying to entertain any type of female attention outside of a possible romantic aspect to it. And this is another thing to why you see women that are studs, lesbians, you know, they're always trying to be friends with guys, because this is basically them trying to study the male so they can mirror more of their habits and attract more, you know, women, possibly, you know, especially the ones that are getting confused and on the spectrum of bisexual, etc. This is so they can mimic the straight man's habits, and then they can implement that into their own just actions day to day, and then they'll attract more women. Like, this is really how the game has become, guys. And I mean, it's brutal out here. Like, it's very just bleak out here for when it comes to men trying to get women. I mean, it's basically impossible at this point if you're looking for a romantic partner still, which is something that is just a fleeting dream and has no hopes of ever happening for you. I mean, if you're a male, especially, you know, in today's day and age, I mean, it's pretty much wraps for your perfect Cinderella story of just finding a woman that will deal with you. Because you not only have the top tier men that are getting these women, like these, you know, just these Chad Tyrone guys, you also have these stud type of women who are, you know, trying to get in on just the madness and take these women for themselves, and they're succeeding. You know, I've even seen videos of women who aren't even studs. They're just pure, like, feminine lesbian girls, right? They look cute and everything. They don't even look like the stereotype of man looking lesbian woman. And they're taking women, you know, from men. You know, there was a story a while back of the guy who was in a nightclub. He literally went up to this one girl, tried to talk to her, and then her friend basically just cock blocked him. And she went off with her when she flirted and said that she was cute. Now imagine how brutal and just sad that is, to be a man to go up to a woman. And this is why none of you guys should be going up into women into nightclubs, which is why it's basically repetitive and just futile, because nightclubs are a haven for degeneracy. They're a haven for people that are going to use you for superficial things, and it just draws trouble to you overall. So if Anytime you have women who are taking women from other men, this should show you the situation that we are in the Western world, especially because growing up as a young man in today's time, to be polite, how I'm going to say this right is for men that are, I should say, around the age of 15 to 30ish, like still around our ages and early to mid 20s, right? Because I'm 25, right? And men who are from the age of 15 to 30 in this generation, they're going to grow up without knowing about the type of signs of when women are attracted to them, and they're definitely going to grow up without knowing when a woman does not mean well for when it comes to them being interested in them or even planning to deceive them for something far worse. And this is why I think that these type of channels are important, to give men this information to on things to avoid when it comes to dealing with women or to avoid the modern woman at all possibly costs. You see, and another thing for when it comes to lesbians, having more romantic opportunities, you guys also need to take into the fact the music industry, because this plays a role with women wanting to rap all the time, which we want to admit it or not, rap is specifically, predominantly a masculine aspect created by men. But you have women getting in on this. They're rapping, they're presenting themselves off as manly, and these women are loving it. There's a reason why women love Gorilla. There's a reason why women love Lotto so much. There's a reason why you catch women just twerking to Ice Spice songs every day, because they basically they're into these women and they're trying to go fishing sooner enough. You see? So, I mean, this is just all for another reasons to why you really have to be careful for when it comes to, dealing with just people in general, talking about these type of topics in public, and just for when it comes to maneuvering, your day-to-day interactions with, younger women around your age or any age, because you can even speak to older women about this. They will literally be some of the most, male hating and estranged women on the planet. Because you see, the women who are older, they are actually a part of this whole narrative of lesbian relationships, with women wanting to date each other, because you see some of the most older women that are the most, masculine, the most butch. They've raised their women up and they've even told their younger, daughters, do not trust men. Men aren't good for anything. They'll just leave you for another woman. And what does this put into the young woman's head? Oh, he's gonna leave me someday. Men, they're just gonna leave you, on the dot, no matter what good things you do for them. And then these young women grow up and then they go out here and they start dating men that are no good. They start selecting men that are the stereotypical, type of dark triad, Chad Tyrone guys that their mothers all pick, because this is why our society is going the route it is with dating, especially. And the reason why lesbians are winning more than straight men is because, like I said before, the culture promotes toxicity in females in general. You know, you can only count on your hand the women that you're going to meet on a daily basis who are going to be feminine, they're going to come off as very, well spoken, friendly, just polite, angelic. You can count on your hands the type of women that you come across that are like that. But even with these women who present these type of qualities, these are still the same women that you see are on the bisexual spectrum, who are dating other women, who are going from man to man on the daily. And this is why dating is pretty much is a futile and just useless activity for the modern man. This is why you really should just be honed in on trying to get whatever you need to get done and move far out of the states as possible, and just go somewhere else and start anew, because trying to have a life here in the Western world in general and dating is just out of the deck of cards for you as a man, just to be honest. So when you look at things for what they are, you're really gonna have to focus on staying to yourself and just understand that the Chaz Tyrones and just butch lesbian women are gonna have more options than you, because it's a decaying society. But on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you want me to elaborate on in the comment sections. I would appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.